Good afternoon, everyone. I wanted to touch base again. It is Tuesday, February the 6th, 2024. So this is relevant. So I want to, when you're getting this information, a couple things I want to touch on. There's a bill being proposed by Senator Edward Markey out of Massachusetts, which, if you're in this community, you're going to find very disturbing is probably a good word for it. That's why I'm bringing it to your attention. But there's also something else I want to talk about too. What I'm bringing you, this isn't some groundbreaking thing. This has been out there a little bit if you do your research. But this is a bill, and I'm going to kind of touch on this while we go along here. It is the Preventing Private Paramilitary Bill, the Unauthorized Private Paramilitary Activity Bill. And like I said, this is Edward Markey from Massachusetts is the senator that's proposing this. Basically, what this bill is going to do is basically make criminals out of all of you. If you're probably in the preparedness community, or if you're a gun enthusiast, maybe you and some of your friends like to get together and go to the range. I'm not reading this whole bill because it is pretty long, but it's out there and you can go find it. If I knew how to pin this, I would. I may try to figure out how to put this in the comments. But if not, if you type in Senate Bill Militia, this will pop up and you will see it on Senator Markey's page. So it comes up almost automatically. You can download it. And basically what this is it says this is unauthorized private paramilitary activity, and this will be unlawful for you. And it says, while acting as part of or on behalf of a private paramilitary organization and armed with a firearm, explosive, incendiary device, or other dangerous weapon. Now, that sounds all well and good, right? We don't want any crazy people running around. But once you start diving into this bill a little bit, it gets a little bit more egregious, is I guess a good word. So the number one thing in here, that was the offense. Line 9, the very first point. Publicly patrol, drill, or engage in techniques capable of causing bodily injury or harm. Okay? Doesn't really say what, engaging in what. So if, there's a riot in my neighborhood and me and my neighbors get together and go to the end of the driveway to keep them out of our yard while we're holding our guns, we are now considered a paramilitary organization punishable by law. Now, before we go, this isn't in law yet. It is being proposed. It may never make it there, but the fact that we're even actually talking about this is about as disturbing as you could probably get. So the next one, interfere with, interrupt, or attempt to interfere with or interrupt government operations or a government proceeding. So for you people that like to go to your school board meeting and speak your mind, or your local council meeting, and you like to maybe you get a little bit heated about something. Maybe you're a little upset with something going on in your neighborhood. Well, guess what? You're now a criminal. Interfere with or intimidate another person in that person's exercise of any right under the Constitution of the United States. I'm going to guess that's going to be very one-sided. Let's just say with that. So interfere or intimidate another person in that person's exercise of any right. So what is that? What is the right? Today, you have the right to go shoplift, according to most of the district attorneys around the country. So, so if I'm in a store and I'm working maybe I'm working there, maybe I'm just there, and another guy comes in there, and I try to stop it. Here we go. Assume the functions of a law enforcement officer, peace officer, public official, whether or not acting under color of law, and thereby asserting authority or purport to assert authority over another person without the consent of that person. So let's go back to this again. So if I'm basically, if you want to read this like it is, if I'm walking down the street and I see a man beating his wife, and me as a good Samaritan decide I'm going to go stop that, guess what? I'm now a criminal under this bill. If you think I'm crazy, read about it. And anybody that thinks I'm taking this too far, you haven't been watching what's going on lately. So here it is. I'm bringing it to your attention. Train to engage. This is number 5. Train to engage in any activity described in paragraph 1 through 4. So let's scroll down a little bit. We're just going to touch it. Let's see. I'm kind of scrolling down a little bit here because there's a lot of, the gobbledygook and think, you know, a group of individuals. Let's see if I'm reading this correctly. Okay, these are exceptions. So if you're a reenactor, I guess you're good, it says here. So, if you like to be a Civil War reenactor, you're safe. They won't consider you a terrorist. But, and this, you may never even see this video. YouTube will probably take this video down, but it is what it is. And if that happens, I'm probably going to ignite my Rumble page so you guys can go over there and see it. There's even, I want to go down to some of the real crazy stuff in here. I'm trying to find it. There's so much. It's so like I said, it's so crazy. And I apologize for the pausing. I think I actually scrolled a little bit too far. But basically, I mean, honestly, this could be, if you and your friend, and maybe you take one of your kids and, your adult children, another one of your buddies, you guys go to the Rangers, 3 of you, guess what? You can now be considered a militia if you have the right person in there. So you're going to have to start reading between the lines of some of this stuff. I'm not trying to, I'm not telling you to go do anything crazy. I'm telling you to start paying attention of what's going on, because this is getting a little bit out of hand. Because I'm going to say it right here. This is a bill aimed at conservatives, whether you want to hear it, whether you don't want to hear it. And I know the tone of this video is a little different than mine, but I'm starting to get a little bit irritated with our current administration, and this is on the left and right. To me, we had to clear them all out and start over again from scratch. But I would really encourage you to go read this bill. I know there's a part in here that says, here it is. Private paramilitary organization means any group of 3 or more persons associating under a command structure for the purpose of functioning in public or training to function in public as a combat support, law enforcement, or security services unit. Okay, so functioning in public or training to function in public. So all you guys that go to martial arts training, what are you doing? Are you now that you have an instructor who is technically your leader, and there's 3 or more of you, guess what? This could crack down on a lot. Your local ranges, any of these schools, you have places, Fieldcraft Survival, Sheepdog Training, Warrior Poet Society, all these places that offer training to people, to the average civilian. They can now bring a stop to this, because by this, you're now a paramilitary organization. If you think I'm crazy, pull this up. I implore you to go check it out. Edward Markey, Senator Edward Markey, Massachusetts. Check out his page. It's right there. So anyway, there's that one. So the next one is something that was brought to my attention, and I'm kind of pulling this over. This is I've seen this a couple of different times now on a few different pages, but this is for all you homesteaders and all you self-reliant folks, which, if you're watching this channel, probably many of you are. And once again, I appreciate if you're stopping by. But a new University of Michigan-led international study finds that fruits and vegetables grown in urban farms and gardens have a carbon footprint that is, on average, 6 times greater than conventionally grown produce. Do you see where we're going with this? Control the food, control the people. Have you ever heard of that saying before? Well, here you go. This is the beginning of it. So these type of things are meant to get out there and poke the bear a little bit, get people excited. You get those people that don't think like you, that want the people that are relying on, they don't care. The people that don't grow their own food, that literally think Walmart, that the vegetables pop up in the produce department in Walmart, they're not grown on a farm anywhere. So your the little farm you have, or the little garden you have behind your house, where you've got your half a dozen potato plants and you've got some radishes growing and your carrots in the ground and maybe some potato plants, that's 6 times greater than these mega farms that are filling up your grocery stores, basically, is what this is. So, go to ScienceDaily.com and you will find this. I don't know how to link these two together. I'm telling you where to find it. So, take a little bit of initiative and go look at this stuff. This is, and this is basically what it's going to do. And it's going to start slowly vilifying people like us that want to, be a little more self-reliant. We want to grow our own food so we know where our food comes from, things like that. And they'll slowly chip away to the point where now you're a criminal if you grow a garden in your house. The next thing you're probably going to see is the environmental damage that your 3 chickens has on your community. Now, mind you, when they get in there, these politicians and all these World Economic Forum people, when they get in their private jets and they fly all over the world to go meet in a forum somewhere, that's fine. But you and your wife and your kids out there, planting a few tomato plants in the springtime and planting some carrots, you guys, we're gonna have to put a stop to that. So here we go again. This is going to be never ending, I think. I'm going to start trying to monitor this stuff a little bit more so I can bring you this information, because I think it's really important that we really bring the light of this. It's just the overreach is just getting so ridiculous at this point. There's, it's I hardly even know what to say. I like to think that I'm surprised, but I shouldn't be at this point, because this is happening constant. But so there's 2 things that I want to bring to your attention today. Like I said, I hope to bring a little bit more of these things. I'm going to try to stay on top of some of the stuff, especially that affects us in this community, because if you can't read between the lines of what this is about, you really need to start. I mean, I understand that people are on the left, on the right. It's time to come back and start being Americans again, and let's start using our brain and analyze this stuff. You may not agree with everything. You and your neighbor may disagree on a few things or whatever, but in the end, you should be doing what's best for everybody, not just what's selfishly best for yourself. And there's a little more to, I think, a lot of this too, because with all the craziness that's going on with this government, the overreach, probably the next thing I'm going to touch on is this border bill. Maybe we should probably we maybe do a little bit for our borders, but we're going to send billions overseas. So just so you know, money laundering is now called foreign aid. So just kind of run with that where you will. So anyway, that's going to be probably the next one. But like I said, definitely look these up. Senator Edward Markey, Massachusetts, and this article is on ScienceDaily.com, and it's from, I believe, just January 22nd. The Senate bill isn't law yet, but it's going to be pushed through. I mean, let's face it, this is the goal, to disarm everybody, and that way the government can do whatever they want with you. So if you don't believe that by now, and you're still with your head in your sand, and you think that the government's here to save you, go read some of this stuff anyway. But hey, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for coming back. If this is your first time here, I appreciate it. If you've been coming back and checking my videos out, I really appreciate it. Appreciate your support. Please like and subscribe. If you think this video will be beneficial to somebody, because if you're here, I'm sure somebody that will benefit from this information, please pass it forward to them. Because this is really why I do this. I just want everybody to be informed as much as possible and help you guys get, better prepared and, just, know what's going on a little bit. So anyway, I appreciate it. Once again, I will see you guys on the next one, and take care. Like I said, go check this out, and so you can verify it. Take care. Have a good afternoon.